Hi everyone, how's it going? Hope everyone's having a great Friday. Sorry I'm late. I sat on the sofa after work and I just fell asleep and I had to get a sandwich. Just like my dad, I just passed out on the sofa. Long day, full back at work and everything now, so a lot of classes, a lot of things I've got to catch up on. And you know what it's like, you just sat on the sofa and you just lean back and then boom, I was out for like an hour. Outrageous. So should I say hi to everyone? I was talking to Nenif as I was eating my sandwich. He said he was having a whopper. You can't see that on the chat. But if you're still around, thanks for waiting. Hi, Alistair Kiffian, Sean, a lot of people. Hey, Ace, thank you. I saw your comment as well on the video, Ace Adventura. Thanks, I do appreciate that. It was a really nice comment. Thank you. And Magic Yaren, yeah, again, hi. Nice to see everyone. I'll just give a rundown on what we're going to go through today. So I'll have a quick run through of Game Week 28, which was absolutely mental. Usually you're looking at 47 points and thinking, oh my god, this is not a particularly good week. It's a Game Week rank of 284,000. So I've gone from like 990k to 824k. A crazy rise. Saturday midday, half time Saturday, I had 5 players and I was sat on -1. Because if you follow me on Twitter and you saw the tweet that I did about Jamie Vardy with that breaking news, I said go for a short-term punt and maybe bring him back, stick with him and hold on and hopefully he's back for Villa, or go to someone like Diogo Jota for future reference and for future games, and because he did blank in game with 31. And that's what I did. So I was on -1 half-time. All I got on Saturday was, if I remember correctly, Lascelles clean sheet, which is fantastic. And then I think that was everyone else was blank. So I got nothing from McCarthy, nothing. Well, a point from Ings, no clean sheet from McCarthy. Snodgrass came on as a sub and got me 1 point as well. So I wasn't even getting 2 points. I was getting 1 point for things. And then Liverpool got absolutely smashed in the last game. And that basically put me on some positive points. And then my Sunday boys absolutely killed it. Fernandez. Now, again, I'm not like trying to blow my horn. I'm not trying to say this and that. But I said Fernandez when he came to the club, and I had him from game week 1. I mentioned Jota. You can see a lot of people were laughing if Steve is around at some point later on, if you're on the stream last week. And I was telling you guys, I was like, hey, it's time. We are going to be suggesting Antonio. It's a gut feeling. Antonio absolutely did bits. Jimenez, Jota, Fernandez absolutely saved me and did a fantastic job, which was good to see. And the fan team that we created, and I had to edit a little bit because Richarlison had changed the price, I couldn't do it. But the one that we put in and suggested came top 100 on fan team. So that was really, really sweet as well. So instead of starting from scratch though, and going through and you guys sitting there thinking, I've actually sort of made a pre-team and then we can discuss that later on. But that'll be at the end of the stream. So we'll review this, and then we'll talk about Game Week 29. It's a double for City and Arsenal. What we're going to do with the likes of KDB. If you have a look at the bar below me, you can see like the talking points that we're going to be discussing. And look at a lot of things. I called it chip chat. And I'm gutted. I'm gutted nobody nobody stole that title, because I just think chip chat is, instead of chit chat, I think people's missed a trick there. But we're going to be chip chatting because I've got my own ideas. I went absolutely mental. I think it could have been Sean who commented on it. I'll have to try and find who I was talking to about. And I think Steve mentioned he thought I'd gone crazy on Twitter because I was coming up with some wacky ideas, guys. I was doing -12s and bench boosts. I was completely gone. I've sorted that out now. I've got a plan for myself, and we can talk about what you think you should do for your chips, if whatever chips you've got left. Interesting to know in the chat. Before I'll catch up on what everyone's saying at the minute and say hello to the other people that have come in since then. But put in the comments what chips have you got left. So if you follow me on Twitter and you've seen all of the ideas that I've had in the last week, I've got free hit and bench boost. I know what I'm going to do. I've already wildcarded. If you want to save your wildcard till late, there's pros and cons. We can talk about all of that as well. But I'll tell you guys, if I didn't wildcard back in like game week 23, even though I lost Pope, but I had to lose Pope for McCarthy, I've got continuous green arrows since then, and it's seen me go up like, a million plus places. So let me know what chips and stuff you've got next, and we can discuss what your plans are. And I'll tell you what my plans are, because obviously there's a lot going on. And it's now, just like for before in the other double game week when it was Liverpool. And I always tell people, now's the time we talk about, now's the time we prepare. If you've not used your transfer yet, you've got 3 free transfers to figure out if you're on a free hit or not for 31, depending on that. And I'll just give you there'll be a running image slideshow showing you all of the blanks, my chip suggestion, who blanks in what game weeks, who doesn't blank at all. So for example, Burnley doesn't blank at all, and you'll be able to see that in the background after we've done our review. So I'm just gonna catch up on the side from where I haven't. Yeah, the stress is killing Alistair, isn't it all? The stress is killing you, Alistair. Alistair, look at what I've done. There's this side, and if you look closely, I've put all the ticks and who's doing it and who isn't. And on this side, this is game week 34, and the percentages chances of who's blanking or not. And then I redid it because it wasn't tidy enough. So now this is the team for game week 29. That's a different piece of paper. And I got one more piece of paper here, which discusses my possible ins and possible out transfers. You think you're stressed? I've actually enjoyed it. It takes a lot of time, and when I'm pottering about or driving to work and I'm listening to podcasts and stuff, it's why I like to play it. I love football, and I always find it's a really interesting thing. But yeah, you're not the only one who's stressed. So I'll just catch up. Sean will review that. I had 43 though, because I did take a -4 hit, but that -4 hit, brought in the likes of Jota, so it was a positive. It's not too bad. But I've taken my transfer. You'll see my team in a minute, and I'll tell you who I'm looking to possibly take a hit for this week. Hey, Robert, how you doing, buddy? You came 18,000th overall for the month of February. That is sweet, Sean. Absolutely killing it. Should take a -4 to get Oba for Firmino. I'm going to say yes to that, Rudy. I'll answer questions quickly, and then we'll get on with the rest of it. Why -4? If you captain him, yes, because it's not just because it's a good fixture against West Ham and a very difficult one against Manchester City, but because he's got 2, he'll negate that -4. And also because after game week 29, I know he blanks in 31 and Firmino doesn't, you could bring in Gomez or another Liverpool player to make up the Liverpool 3. Even like a midfield, I don't know, Kite or something, if you wanted to not free hit in 31. But the fact that he's got 2 games, if he just plays in those 2 games and blanks, he gets 2 and 2, so it's a 0, so it's not a minus. 251 points. I would, if you're going to captain it. Oh yeah, so you're saying the same as me there, Sean. Blank game 31 teams that will play. Yeah, thank you, Alpha. I will have a slideshow going behind later on so you guys can see. You're holding KDB. That's going to be a big discussion later. Steve, how you doing, buddy? I told you, Antonio, he's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. What's my favourite sauce on your chips? When I say, because I'm not in England at the minute, so chips, I imagine you mean like fish and chips, right? Favourite sauce? Gravy. I'm a northerner. You've got bench boost and free hit, same as me. Sweet. Wildcard free hit, bench boost. Nice, Steve. You've got every possible strategy out there going there. Might bench boost this game week, to be fair. Pope, Walker, Peters, and Lascelles on the bench. Ace, I had a similar one. If I was going to take a -8 right now, I would have, before I made the transfer, been benching the likes of Pope. Because Pope at home to Spurs, I don't think that's bad. Walker, Peters, Southampton, Newcastle not very good, but Lascelles I wouldn't trust. Is it a waste? Who's your goalkeeper? So you've got Pope, but would he be your, Would he be on your bench or on the pitch? Old school notes. Yeah, sometimes I just feel better just sticking the paper separately in front of me. It's easier to do it. Just wildcarding. What a time to wildcard. 55 this game week. That's huge. Imagine if I said that like weeks ago. 55? That's amazing. What a score. But it actually is a really good score. Doherty, Jota, Jimenez. Oh, they're just the holy trinity right now, aren't they? So Fernandes over Mane, KDB or Sarr. Oh dear. That's horrible, Josh. I would probably try and drop a striker or a defender. Do you mean Fernandes with an S, the Manchester United? You don't mean the Newcastle defender, right? If you know about the Newcastle defender, drop the Newcastle defender. Hey, what no graphics? How you doing? But all chips as well, and you did Trey to Sarr and Ings to Jota. Nice, solid move, especially if not free hitting in 31. Do you think you should play this free hit game one if you can get 9 players playing with just a -4? You mean total Kiffy and you'll have 9 players to build up to? Then I'd free hit. So again, everything that you do, guys, it's your plan, it's your strategy. We're just here to sort of look at all the different ways you can attack it. I have 6 players right now, and I've got 3 free transfers to get to 9. So I could get to 10. Or if I make a specific transfer, I could get to 11 with a -4/-8. If you've only got like 4 players right now or 5 players, you're going to be hitting. You're going to be taking -4s and 8s. And then all these people free hitting, as bad as it is as a free hit week, they're going to have a full 11 of basically 3 Spurs, 3 Liverpool. You know, it's Liverpool. I've got it written down. I don't even have to look at my computer because I've got it all on on paper notes. It's game week 31 is Liverpool at home to Palace. Like you just triple up on Mane, Salah, and Firmino, and you're absolutely killing it. Your bench group is Pope. Stevens has got Newcastle. Gomez has got Bournemouth, and Fernandes has got Southampton. Should you bench boost? No. We'll talk about the chips later on, but no, I wouldn't. It is a good bench, and it is a killer. If you're gonna do it, then do it now. But you could prepare yourself a very good bench boost for a double game week. A small double game week in 34. That's my suggestion that I'll put on screen later. Can Mo Salah outsign the double game week picks this? That is a great question, Notorious. A great question. And it's a debate we're all going to have if we've got the likes of just Kevin De Bruyne. Can Mo Salah outscore? Of course. Mane could. Trent Alexander-Arnold could. They're at home to Bournemouth and they'll smash him. So that is a huge question, and that is one that we're not going to get a definitive answer. So I always, same mantra, guys, I always say, don't get angry at the result, get angry at the decision. If you sit here and you captain Mo Salah instead of Kevin De Bruyne with all this news coming out, then that is not a bad call. That's not a bad decision to captain Mo Salah at home. Especially because not only are the 2 fixtures not that easy for Arsenal or Manchester City, but it's Pep. It's going to come on to the decision that I need to make myself, but you just cannot trust what he says. You cannot trust who he plays. It's an absolute nightmare. What do I think about taking a -4 next week and the week after in preparation for 31? So that would be a -8. I'll still only have 9 players, but it means you can save your free hit for double game week 37. That's the issue. So you're basically going to be taking a -8, but spread out over a couple of weeks. Now, again, Sean, we'll come back to that with the planning, but the quick answer that I'll talk about that is when you've got those 9 players in game week 31 that you've taken -8 to get to, will you keep playing those players afterwards? What are their fixtures like afterwards? Because this is a problem that, for us non-free hitters in 31, 3 Liverpool and 3 Wolves, they can stay in my team for like the rest of the season, right? I don't care. They're really good players, right? I know Liverpool's in a slump, but they're good players. But, you know, if you're bringing in like Deeney and Sarr and Kiko Firmino, and you're bringing in Pope, Taylor, and Chris Wood, and you're going to have to transfer them out straight after game week 31, might not be worth it. But if you've got, of those 9, For example, if you bring in Taylor from Burnley as one of those players, he plays a game with 31, but then he can happily sit on your bench for pretty much the rest of the season until a free hit or even a bench boost in the other double game week in 34, then yes. But I mean, if you're bringing in people, you're just like, ugh, I'm going to take -8 and spoil game week 29 and game week 30 just to get to 9 players in 31, then I wouldn't. My overall rank right now is 825,000. We're shooting up. And yeah, it is Fernandes, the United Fernandes. I just can't drop him at the minute. He's getting more points every single game. What was it? It was like 2 and then 6 and then 10. So by laws of statistics, guys, he will definitely score higher than 10 points. Don't quote me on that. I've got the same issue. The saddest thing is, Sean, the amount of times we seem to agree and give the same advice and make like the same moves, but isn't your rank like crazy high? And I was like struggling by like 2 million. I'm like, what is happening? I just don't listen to myself. That's the thing. You currently, if you've got 7 right now, Kiffian, that means you can go up to 10 players, and that's free transfer. So you'd have 11. So if you've got 7 now, I think you're fine. 9 players, okay. If you've got 3 good Liverpool, and 3 good Wolves, and Sarr, yeah, because that's the thing. Like, we could be wrong. This is football, but the people who take a free hit punt and bring in Aurier, Ali, and Burnwine or Moore or something like that, and they like thump Burnley 6-0 and it's a Ali hat trick, we're gonna all suffer, right? But that's football. You can't guess things like that. But having a look, no, Spurs Bournemouth, so that's it. But Bournemouth are going to be fighting for their lives. Spurs are in bad form. Everton Southampton, is Danny Ings, people free hitting, are they going to bring Danny Ings in? It's looking at what. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong fixtures. Yeah, Burnley, Watford. So Sarr's got to go to Burnley. Is he going to turn it on? It's not a difficult fixture. West Ham, Spurs. West Ham do all right in London games. Wolves, Bournemouth. We've all got 3 Wolves, but Bournemouth, again, they're fighting. Both of those teams are fighting, so that's going to be an interesting game. Liverpool, Palace. Are Liverpool going to be in a slump? Palace, are they going to be dragged into relegation? Yeah, it's going to be everyone's going to be choosing. If they're free hitting, they're going to be choosing 3 Liverpool, 3 Wolves, 2 Spurs, 2 West Ham, and Pope. So maybe 2 Burnley, 3 Liverpool, 3 Wolves, Pope at Burnley, maybe a defender at Burnley, and then probably 2 of each from Spurs. Then probably Sarr. Yeah, they're just going to have everyone except Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. And none of us are going to have Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, I don't think, unless you're still somehow stuck with Guaita in goal, or Zaha, or take a punt on Benteke. He's in semi-decent form. Traore to Rodrigo for this game week. No, because he doesn't play in 31, and Traore might. Unless you're free hitting, Alistair. You come to Salah, De Bruyne, or Aubameyang. Going with Aubameyang. Robert Aubameyang. Kevin De Bruyne is a doubt. I'm looking to take him out. We'll discuss that when we just move on very quickly. Salah is a great option. De Bruyne would be my 3rd choice in that. I would probably captain Salah over De Bruyne. Oh, so you would play Pope, Josh. Yeah, that's okay. I just still wouldn't bench boost. Hey, Mr. Jolly, the winner of the free entry ticket to FanTeam. How's your team looking? We'll be looking at ours later on, end of the game week. Hey, Shani, how you doing, buddy? Here today, as always. Bow down to my greatness. What are you talking about? I'm having a terrible season, but I'm having a very good last month. They're all getting Doherty, they're all getting Salah, they're all getting Jota, they're all getting Taylor, they're all getting Jimenez, they're all getting Salah, Mane, whatever. Last week, Antonio is a solid. And how many, I listen to other podcasts and I watch other YouTube videos. I even tweeted after I said it. I recommended Jota, I recommended Antonio, and I was like, oh God, here it comes. Because it happens every game week, guys. If you recommend someone and they do half decent and suddenly they're the best thing ever, And now everyone's like, Antonio, he's so good. Like, he always looks amazing. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't say that before. Like, no one has meant. I was talking about Antonio like last week, and I mentioned it before. Like, he's just a workhorse, and that's just. But they don't say it till after he's done it, right? I can sit here. Same with Sarr, right? I will not admit to anything about Sarr. I will not sit here and say, "Yo, yeah, Sarr. Oh God, we all slept on him, right? Of course, he's a fantastic player." No. If we go back before the Liverpool game, and I would have sat here with you last week and said, "Hey guys, how about this week, Jota, Antonio, and Sarr against Liverpool." You know, the people who are running away with the Premier League, and Watford, who are currently like second bottom in the form table. Sarr, you guys would have just like laughed me off stream. Mental. Free hit 34. Free hit 34. Bench boost 37. It's better the other way around, Kifian, because of the thing we'll talk about later. It looks like 0 to 4 teams can possibly have double game weeks, and there could be some blanks in 34. It's like between 8 and 12 can have double game weeks in 37. Three returns all season. I hate that. Don't you hate that? You keep them, and then you finally sell them, and that's when they bang. Yeah, you're 70k. That's a great rank. 223, great as well. Damn, you're all better than me. You might. All right, so Mr. Jolly, you saw that as well. Some of the suggestions I was making, I'll go through that. What do I make of Roman Saiz? I think it's a good choice, Alpha. If you can't stretch Doherty, I think he's a better option than Bolly. Bolly made like 2 or 3 big mistakes against Spurs. Like, there's one like he flicked his leg out and the ball just went right past him. Bolly's still good, but for the money, and he looks like an hard man. Like, when you look at Saiz going up for a corner, he's got like that proper like sharp faded cut, and he's always looking angry after a corner. It's all luck at the end of the day. It can come down to luck to an extent. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, people like captaining Sarr at home to Liverpool, and they're like, yeah, well, you know, he's back and he's really good. It's like, come on. 9 times out of 10, he doesn't destroy Liverpool. Ace is going De Bruyne captain. Ooh, no. I'm not saying no, it's a bad idea. I mean, if it turns out that Pep's pulling our leg, De Bruyne captain's a great idea. But I don't know. I don't know how often Pep lies. Pep roulette. Pep rotates, but Pep doesn't lie. Sometimes. Getting rid of Kelly Rico. Yeah, it's a problem with Steve. So you kept your wild card, and the issue is. So yeah, Steve's in the top 500. I think what's it called, Steve? Inter Cooperino or AC Cooperino. I can't remember which one is the one that's leading the way for you there. But that's the issue you've got, right? Kelly, Rico, Louise. So the strategy for that people are saying is if you wildcard now, Steve, you'll get like 2 Arsenal, 2 or 3 City, get enough of a spine to get through game week 31 and then do the free hit. But that's bold, Steve. I know you're struggling there with the likes of Kelly, Rico, Louise and Vardy. But bold. I mean, if you're in the top 500, you can either go bold or not. Is Ings going to play any news? I've not heard anything bad about Ings. And he came on, right? He came on against West Ham. He didn't miss the entire game like Vardy did. Vardy's more of a doubt to me than Danny Ings. KW's a doubt. I can take him out. I'm going to inscribe that. I'm going to tattoo on that if that pays off. You don't think Mane will start because he played 90 minutes against Chelsea? Interesting, Josh. I think they want to get back to it. And they've got nothing else to stop them. They've got... I can't remember when the return leg is. Jota is your captain. Vince, you're always a wild man. I mean, I think that's a good call. He's in great form. And if Traore is out and Wolves go back to a 3-5-2, that favours Jota over Jimenez. Because Jimenez comes more of like the target man. But, I mean, you're against double game week City, double game week Arsenal, and Liverpool with Bournemouth at home. It's bold. Like you are, if that pays off, if Jota scores higher than Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, like you're in like the 0.1% of Jota captains there. Salah without Mane is on another level. Yeah, they don't really do well together at the same time. Players getting in for 31 would be yeah, then you'll be. I think that's fine, Sean. But what I do is don't hit wildcard, but make the transfers. Screenshot what you've got now. Look at the fixtures, like all the remaining fixtures. Look at when your free hits, or maybe game week 37, and look at your new team and think, like, compare each position. That's what I did when I wildcarded. And like, just be like, how much better is this guy? So even Taylor against Rico, right? Burnley's Taylor is a lot better than Rico because he plays. So that automatically is a win right there, yeah. Fernandes over Maddison or Sarr or De Bruyne because Fernandes can get good and he's on penalties and he's got a wicked free kick on him. That's a bench boosting headache, man. That really is. I mean, my headache is I'm leaving O'Connell on the bench. So I can't imagine leaving Bruno Fernandes on the bench. Frodiola. Yeah, I knew it was into Bruno. Reconsidered Sterling. I did tweet that earlier, and I've been begging Manchester City fans to please reply. Who should I bring in, Mahrez or Sterling? And I think the percentage was something like 52% to 48%. It's like Brexit all over again. Aubameyang has to be a definite in your wild card. Yeah, it's not just this week. Advice from the mortals. And it's not just this week. He's got decent fixtures after. Doherty or VVD? Oh, I'm going to go Doherty. He's a little bit cheaper. It frees up a Liverpool place for somewhere else. And I said this in the video on Tuesday that when Matt Doherty scored that goal, it wasn't off a set piece. It wasn't off a corner. It was open play. And he sat. Well, he's not sat. He's not Sigurdsson. We're not going to get into the Everton debate. It wasn't a goal. But Doherty was like stood next to Jota past the 6-yard line. Like just behind, so it was like 8 yards out. He's like wing back. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he's there. And then I think it's Tanganga that couldn't get it out of his feet and he slots it home. Ridiculous. And Steve, if you are going to do the wild card as well, I think Pope's just got to be the key because he's good fixtures for the rest of the season after this game week. And game week 30, so from 31. If you can afford McCarthy, he's still only 4.4. Have McCarthy for 2 games, and then when you bench boost, you've got 2 playing goalkeepers, and they're the best, cheapest combination in my opinion. Pope throwing too much of a luxury transfer. Ooh, McCarthy do. Shani, I'm doing that. I'm doing McCarthy till game week 31. Then I'm going to switch to Pope. I don't want Pope. Pope against Spurs at home is decent. I mean, it's not too bad. Then it's Man City away, but McCarthy's got Newcastle and Norwich. I'll just stick with McCarthy and deal with it. Who coined the phrase Pep Roulette and Lord Johnson? To be fair, even earlier last season I was saying Pep Roulette, but I thought people said Pep Rotation. I'm not claiming anything. I don't think anyone can, to be honest. All I know is I think it was Hindu Monkey on Twitter. He definitely started all this stuff about like the Barnes train. You know, like people like the Vardy van and the Barnes train. He definitely did because pre-season he was like, right, I'm going to tell you all about the Barnes train. And that's why people were annoyed because the official Twitter of fantasy football, FPL, kept nicking the community's ideas and the community's threads and stats and players and just, really annoying. I'm the same as you, Mr. Jolly. I can't bring in Aubameyang. It is possible, Shani. Anyone could have coined it. It literally seemed impossible. I know. I don't know how. Sometimes people get off to a good start and then they can consolidate, right? You live in Norway. Do you need to get a new passport because of Brexit? I've no idea, Vince. I'm out in Asia. And what a place to move to, Vince. Like Norway. Jeez, those guys can play fantasy football. Oh, yeah. As some of you might know, we're having an FPL Euros. And I'm in Team Scotland. Now, don't judge me. There are some Scottish roots there. But we're ranked 22nd out of 24th, which is funny, which means we're like one of the least favourites for the competition. And we're absolutely rocking it. We won our first game, and then we played England, and we beat them. If you can have a look at some of these, you can't see it that clearly because it's behind the chat. But if you can make out some of the accounts there, where's chat? Let me get rid of chat for a second. So you can see just above me. And it's a whole Euro competition. It's from FPL Swede, so SWEDE, and he made a whole Euro. He said, okay, 11 people for all the countries in the Euros. So Norway is the favourites because they have the highest overall rank as an 11. We're the 22nd favourites. And 2 games in, Scotland, top of the table, 6 points. We beat Czech Republic. So these are people you might notice a lot of these tags. But if you have a look, so you got FPL Rockstar, you got Fantasy Football Scout Joe, you got Ronaldinho, who's known for his threads, you got FPL Editor, Hints, Strategy, Flapjack, Tips, Elite FPL, and we beat them this week. You can see the average 33-2, and for these 2 games, I've been the second highest scorer for Team Scotland. For the last 2 weeks. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really, it's just fun. It's like I went out the Red Arrow Cup, which was a cup for losers, on a virtual coin cost this week. It's just little things that the community do, these little extra things that are really, really fun. Let me just bring all the chat box things back. But yeah, just there's something a little on a side note for you guys there. Team Scotland. Whoop. And yeah, we should be into the knockouts. And we could have knocked England out because they're bottom of the table now. Yeah, 500k is like everyone, but no, he's literally top 500. He's top of our league, of course, our channel league. Notorious, which is a better pick till 31, Antonio or Bergwijn? You're looking at, it's not even a debate, Notorious. It's not even a debate. It's Michael Antonio every day of the week. For no reason except what's in my stomach. Let me just catch one of these up. I think we're done. Saka is the new Alonso. Yeah, but he doesn't get points. He's a midfielder, which sucks. All right, so let's get into the heart of it. We've got our chin wag now after about half an hour. 47 points. It's good. We all moved on. It's a crazy game week. Average 26 is absolutely mental, considering it's not like a game week full of blanks. Just mental. So my move, as glorious as it was to go to Lascelles to Doherty. I've had money in the bank since I got rid of Jamie Vardy. I've still got a lot of money in the bank. So the move that I'm looking to make, I had some mental moves, guys. I had some absolutely mad ones. I'm going to bring this over here. And yeah, it doesn't look good, guys, because there's some crazy ones. Let's show you I'm going to show you probably the craziest one. And it's one that I still love deep down. So, not on a hit so far. 1 free transfer, Doherty in, Lascelles out. It looks good. It looks nice. O'Connell on the bench. I'm pretty gutted about that because he's got Norwich at home. But Norwich are fighting. They need to stay up. And you can always see Pookie nicking a goal. The move that I'm considering to make is Mahrez in for De Bruyne. 1, De Bruyne is flagged. I'm not trusting people on Twitter that don't have a reputation of being trustworthy. But realistically, and I have mentioned this before, with Kevin De Bruyne, you've got, so he's hurt his shoulder / his back. He's got United away and Arsenal home. They're still not 2 good fixtures. Arsenal is a nice fixture. But 4 games, spread over 29, 30, 31, 3 game weeks. Realistically, in these games, and then Liverpool, so 5. Realistically, how many of these is he going to play with Real Madrid just after Burnley? So if he plays in this double, both games, it's not easy because they're 2 difficult games. And is he going to play at Burnley at home? I think it's like 2 or 3 days before Real Madrid. I don't think so. Again, it's all up in the air. You don't know how injured he is. Does he miss United, come back for Arsenal, then miss Burnley? If that's the case, then he's missing 2 out of the 3 games. Then he blanks in 31, and then he plays Liverpool, which, if he goes off and goes absolutely crazy against Liverpool, then fair play. But it's not one that you're going to be happy captaining in that game week. So why Mahrez? 1, he's not flagged. And this is why I was asking who, Sterling or Mahrez. But why Mahrez? Mahrez just makes life easier to have a really good 31 team and beyond. I can do, De Bruyne to Mahrez. And then the next couple of weeks, I can bring in Pope. I can bring in Sarr. And then I can get De Bruyne back after the blank straight away if I wanted to. Or I can keep spreading those funds out. Maybe upgrade Ings or maybe downgrade Ings to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who could double game week in 34, and upgrade elsewhere. So even though I hate the idea of getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne, he's yellow flagged. In the next 4 game weeks, he's got 5 games. He blanks in one of them, so that's already gone. Liverpool is difficult. United away, City actually don't do that well against Manchester United normally. So he could play against Arsenal and Burnley. Burnley is just a couple of days before Real Madrid. They're up, they're winning 2-1. They want to clinch this one. It's the thing that they're playing for. They're not playing for the league. So then he's got Arsenal. So I'm basically possibly losing him for Arsenal at home, which he could do well, but then it's just a single game week. And that Mahrez money to spread the rest of my team out. I could even, for example, with that Mahrez money or Bernardo Silva money, I would go Barnes to Sarr, but then I could do Snodgrass to Ali and then Pope for Button. I can really up the rest of my team. The risk is it's Kevin De Bruyne. He's the best player in FPL right now. He's an amazing talent. If he hadn't got this injury, I wouldn't even be having this discussion with you guys right now because he's an amazing player and he has only not started a Premier League game when they got beat by Norwich in some game week 5. But with this crunch time coming up, and they really want to beat United and Arsenal because they do that and they've clinched top 4 and then they can rotate for Burnley. But he's got that knock. Real Madrid's around the corner. Liverpool's after the blank and they do blank. So that's why I'm probably going to lean towards Mahrez in for De Bruyne. And then I've got the captaincy issue of Salah or Kevin De Bruyne. So see what you guys think about that. I'm just going to wild card in 32. That's a pretty good call. And Everton seem the most likely right now to double game week in 34, but it's still only low chances. Up to 47 in the in mine up in page 1. Nice. It's an awesome team. You downgrade Alonso, AW Mina to fund detail to Orba. And that's it. When I started the season, I started with big hitters. I had Robbo, Mane, Sterling, Salah. I had 3 big players and the rest was garbage. And then I was looking around and thinking, all these people who spread the money were getting so many more points than I was. Because my good players were getting good points, except Raheem Sterling. And then my low players were just getting nothing. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. Salah, Mane, Robertson, Liverpool combo. I think that's a really good combo going into 31, Steve. Orba for Vardy is a major call. Yeah, but is Vardy back? Brendan didn't even give anyone an inkling that Vardy wasn't going to play last week. That's why it was mayhem on Twitter. Long evening ahead. Fortunately, The deadline is 7:30 p.m. tomorrow my time, so I've got like all day tomorrow to stress about it. But that's why I think the press conferences will be for today. Pep Guardiola is not going to come out and be like, hey guys, just to let everyone know 100%, Kevin De Bruyne will definitely play every single game. Because that's not what they're going to do. Because they hate us deep down. I think he misses the derby and plays Arsenal. And also Burnley doesn't like getting rested. I know he doesn't like it, but because I want to find out what is that time frame between Burnley. So Burnley's on the Saturday, and then Real Madrid's on the Wednesday. And then Newcastle quarterfinals is on the next Saturday on the 21st. And then it's Liverpool after, I think it's a short international break. So you've got the 9th, which is it Monday Night Football or Tuesday Night Football playing again? When they play against Manchester United? Sunday night for you. Sunday nights for me, Sunday. And then the Thursday they've got Arsenal. And then the Saturday they've got Burnley. So it's Thursday, or for you guys Wednesday night, right? And then the Saturday, and then the Wednesday. Like, I just cannot see if you include the blank after Burnley and then Liverpool. Yeah, he could play Liverpool. He rests against... I'll put it on so we can all look at this. So, here we go. So, if he's fit, let's just say he's fit. He plays against United. He plays against Arsenal, so he will do the double. He doesn't play Burnley, he plays Real Madrid. That's best case scenario. He's not playing these 4 games. I could be wrong, but apart from Edison, I don't know if they will. And that's just, I could be wrong. Of course I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking as a manager, not an FPL manager, that, would you risk Kevin De Bruyne? And it's so funny because FPL Twitter is like, Kevin De Bruyne, he's got to play every game. And then Man City Twitter is just like, no, do not to touch Kevin De Bruyne. We don't care about the league. We're going to come in the top 4. Please, Real Madrid. It's like complete polar opposites. Okay, let me just jump on here. Pants double game week, not going to bother. Yeah, I'm the same. I'll have one if I bring in Mahrez. And the reason why I'll do Mahrez, the better move would be to take the hit now and go straight to Sarr. But what I said about bringing Auber in for I can't remember who mentioned it earlier, but I said it negates the -4. So if Mahrez does play but blank, he'll get 2 points and 2 points, and it'll be 0. So I didn't really take a hit. So it's fine. Johans just hit the wild card. Can you cancel it? Or you mean you've hit the wild card and you need help to make a team? Or oh my god, I've pressed the wrong button. You're a big fan of Real Madrid. See, you'll definitely want Kevin De Bruyne to play in the Premier League. Let me just catch up on this. A lot of people are bringing Leno in. Just not on it for Leno personally. And I think Leno Pope, that is an expensive goalkeeping unit. It seems alright, especially if we've got Wolves and Liverpool in there. Hey Jed, how you doing, buddy? Imagine if Oba picks up a training injury. But no. He goes off after 10 minutes or whatever whenever Mane went off. Oh, God. From Gameweek 32 onwards, rank Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Jota, Jimenez. Hotter, I should say. Let me have a look. From 32 on. Okay, so Wolves are second in the fixture ticker. They've got Aston Villa, Arsenal, Sheffield, Everton, Burnley, Palace, Chelsea. That's the rest of the Wolves season. Everton is a little further down the list. Oh my god, I can't read. Everton's disappeared. Oh, Everton's the second most difficult run. 32, Leicester, Spurs, Southampton, Wolves, Villa, Sheffield, Bournemouth. So if you're looking from 34, but you're going to free hit, for example, if you're free hitting 37, then you probably bring him in. Because they'll double up. I don't know. I'm backing Wolves. I've had Calvert-Lewin. I've not been completely convinced by Everton in general. Even when I took Calvert-Lewin out, I don't regret it. I think that I just don't rate him as highly as what he's been doing. And right now, I'm probably prefer Ings. I could go back. My idea would be probably after the blank, if it's confirmed that Everton get a double game week. I've already got Holgate. That's why I kept hold of Holgate and I didn't sell him. I sold the sells because they could double game week in 34, and then DCL will come back in for Ings. That'll probably be my move. So I'll probably back Everton. I'll back Calvert-Lewin, but as a whole, I've already got Jota and Jimenez. So you're asking me, about that. So I back Wolves, but I will bring in myself TCL. Real Madrid on the Tuesday. Oh, so it's Tuesday. That's the time difference, right? Because it's Wednesday morning for me, so it's Tuesday for you. Bigger reason to rest Burnley on the weekend. Exactly. I just can't see it. KDB can play 60 minutes in all games and make enough of it. True. That's what happens with Kevin De Bruyne. That's what happens with Sergio Aguero. If Sergio Aguero starts, he plays 60 minutes and it gets pulled off like he used to, like a lot of last season. 60 minutes is enough. When to play bench boost. Game week 34. Okay, I'll quickly catch up. It's great. A lot of people are leaving messages, which is super. I do want to get onto the chip chat because then I can put the things on behind me and you can have a look at it. Ditch Traore. Any suggestions for an equal price replacement? I would have said Snodgrass, but it looks like he could have lost his place to Bowen. And I'm gutted. I've held Snodgrass. He did that wonderful 18-point return for me after that. He passed my eye test when I watched him coming against Sheffield United. He does so well. I would have said him. Maybe Decore at Watford if for 31. United and West Ham have really good runs after the blank. That's the time for Michael Antonio, guys. I'm telling you, he's going to get player of the month. He tempted to get Pookie in 31. Sean, come on. Come on, Sean. Sarr. Yeah, sure. But he said similar price to Traore. And actually, Sarr's almost $1 million more. That's why I didn't suggest Sarr. I would have, but he said the same price. I think Decore, is the same price. Triple Captain Salah this week if all chips intact. Ooh. Yeah, so Melted, that's a great point. So you can never double up on your chips, right? So triple captain Salah, you might think, oh no, it's not a double game week. But if you're going to free hit in a double game week and bench boost in a double game week, you must now use it in a single game week. So now could be a good time. But I mean, Liverpool's just lost 3 games in a row. But it's all mind games, right? Liverpool's lost 3 in a row. Now's the time they're going to come back and they're going to destroy Bournemouth. Liverpool's lost 3 games in a row. They don't have the confidence. They're not going to do it, Otamendi not worth it. Completely agree. Why is 37 more important for double game week than others? Again, what no graphics? You'll see that in a minute. All of the information, guys. You have to follow Ben Krillin on Twitter. He is the double game week, single game week, blank game week, absolute guru. All the information, the ideas and stuff that things have, he is the king. Ben Dinnery is famous for being Mr. Injuries, but he did miss a couple with the Vardy and the Ings, but that's not his fault, they didn't tell him. But this guy, the spreadsheet master, just follow him, guys. If you're planning all of this, a lot of the stuff that comes... this is what I always do. If someone's given an idea or a suggestion that wasn't mine, I'll always shout them out. I hate it when people take things. It feels like I can never prove it, and I'm never saying that I come up with the idea first. I'm too small for them to notice or whatever. But it does frustrate me if I see some things that I've said go on to bigger places and be like, well, my stuff was out first, and all right, maybe we've got the same idea. Maybe we both suggested Antonio. I mean, the likeliness of that is very low, but whatever. But like I shouted out for Abubakar Sadiq when he does great threads, this guy is the king of anything to do with blanks and doubles, guys. So he is my guru. He's someone that I've looked at the stuff, so definitely follow him. So why is it 37 more important than others? He did some numbers. I don't know why. He has some kind of magic wand. And he did the percentages. Again, you'll see it on a thing where he thinks it's between 0 and 4 doubles in 34, but a lot more in 37. But we should know everything after 31, which is useless if you've already free hit, because then you're stuck. So that's why I'm definitely going to free hit. I want to see. If it turns out game week 34 is the big one, then I'll free hit in 34. But if it turns out that 37 is the big one, and we should know around the same time, then 37 is when you'll free hit. We're just assuming right now 37. But if it's 34, then it's 34 and we just do it 34. Bench boost in 37. Ooh, dread. Against everything I've just said. Yeah, I know, Steve, you're a big DCL fan. He could have got 2 if Sigurdsson hadn't have been offside, which he clearly was. Fornals, no, because he could be out for Snodgrass or Bowen. Maybe even Lanzini. Nah, too many people in that position. Perez or Sarr. Ooh, but for this game week, Alpha, Villa at home, I know you can see in the underneath the bar that's going across, and I did put frustrating foxes because they are. But Villa at home is like, it is the tastiest one. But he blanks in 31. So if you're free hitting in 31, Perez. If you're not, Sarr. Sarr at Palace is not an easy game. I don't know why people think it is. So you take a -4 to bring in Bruno, Pepe, captain, and Sarr for Salah, Maddison and Hayden. Sarr, that is bold, my friend. Salah, home, Bournemouth. Don't you remember what happened last time we all took him out against Bournemouth away when he destroyed them like a year ago? Never again. Getting rid of Ings in 31 for Jota. Yeah, I will probably bench Ings for that game week because I think he comes back for a decent game. 32 Watford. Ings won't be in my team for the rest of the season. He'll be gone probably after 32. Sarr's in a double game week. Oh, coronavirus in this in, which would I triple captain? Corona. All day. It's got the stats. Liverpool are beating Bournemouth over the last 15 minutes by an aggregate of 70-0. And that's why I'm tempted by this Salah captaincy. Even if I bring in Mahrez for a double game week, I'm probably going to captain Salah. But remember, guys, that Liverpool is the early kickoff. So if you're like me, Dread, we're looking towards Salah, right? Captain Salah, and then just sit on Twitter and then get that early news, and if you see Salah is on the bench, switch it. Change it. That's what I'm going to do. Ben is the best. I can't remember what I said, Alistair. I'm sorry, my brain's gone. Oh yeah, sorry, I know you're about Ben Crellin. I was like, Ben? What? Who's Ben? Yeah, Ben is the best when it comes to blanks and doubles, guys. Seriously. He takes betting odds and other stuff into consideration. And he looks at previous seasons of when they've organised stuff. It's crazy. What was the name of that spreadsheet king again? Ben Crellin. I'll type it in the chat. And it's at Ben Crellin. So, put it in Twitter. I did put his Twitter on, right? You guys all saw. If I look up my screen here. When I dragged it over here, you definitely saw it, right? Yeah, you did. Yeah, good. Everyone uses him. Yeah, Shani, you've got to, though, because he's right. And honestly, I think he's a terrible thing for FPL. Because without him, we'd all be useless, or we'd all be like me with these stupid pieces of paper trying to figure out what the hell to do. I have a feeling Sean is angry at Steve for being in the top 500. KDB or Salah to captain? Salah. Gun to your head. You have to triple captain one of these. Theresa May up front. I don't like triple captaining strikers at home to Norwich though. Boris Johnson say back for City at home to Spurs. Oh, it's got to be Theresa May. Always go for the striker. I don't go defenders. Boris is on pens. Oh. City don't really give away pens. Or Spurs. No, Alisson Becker for Bournemouth out with a hip injury. Right, let's it, guys. Hey, Adrian, in we go. Wild card. Who's wild carding? Who's wild carding? Where's it gone? Johan, where are you? Johan, get him in. Adrian, done. Where is it? Now's the time. We can cut. Becker, out injured. I didn't green screen. Couldn't be bothered today, but anyway, that was probably not worth it. So, we're back. Becker, out injured. I don't have him anyway. I think that's fine. Amazed. Firmino false 9. RIP to Liverpool defence. Nah, I've got Robbo and TAA, and they're probably the only people that you can the midfielders for me. Ings price drop soon. I'm okay for money, Mr. Jolly. So you're jealous of Steve. Who isn't? He's top 500. Right, so super quick review on the things that were suggested. Vardy didn't play, and who knew? Barnes blanked. Ings and Liverpool. Who saw Liverpool coming? That was absolutely mental. Ings dropped. So 2 of my picks were injured and didn't play. But my 2 differentials, Jota, Antonio, there doing the business, which was lovely. Players that I've suggested for this game week. De Bruyne. Obviously, this is from the video that I put out. I made it at the end of Monday and put it on Tuesday. So, sorry, not De Bruyne. But Aubameyang and Pereira, because I just believe in Leicester, and he's the second best consistent player after Jamie Vardy, but he's consistent. But in the video, I explain a lot of things. I'm not going to repeat it. Hopefully, you'll just watch that video on Tuesday. Differentials, Doherty. Can you believe that Doherty is 6.9% now, but when I made the video, obviously it was a lot less. Sarr and Alonso, and I do go into it all being like, yeah, everyone's going to say Sarr, everyone's going to say Alonso, but the stats for Alonso are fantastic. The issue is he can lose his place just like that if Lampard changes his formation again. Sarr, he doesn't blank, and he's posted great stats, so that was all this. So the thing I was talking about earlier was this that's going to go behind me now. So if I can change the chat box to white, then we'll be able to see each other, because now this is all purple. So this is like a slideshow that's going to go this way. Here. I can't point properly. There. And this slideshow, I think I said it's like 40 seconds. It'll go through this. It'll go through a lot of the stuff, so you can see it floating behind me. I don't need to tell you. And looking at chip plans and who's going to blank and who's not going to blank and who doesn't blank at all. And this is my chip plan that I'm going to be suggesting. Hey, thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming in. Have a good one. Hope they're okay. Yeah, I had a gout attack, guys, last week. It took like 6 days to go away. It's an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Bring back the news desk. Yeah, because I can do the green screen, but then someone complained and was like, oh, the quality of the green screen is not good enough. So, yeah, so I was like, all right, well, fine. I'll just turn off the green screen. So, yeah. If Alonso returns this week, he's going to skyrocket in ownership. I disagree, Sean, because people are preparing for 31. if we didn't have this 31, 34, 37 situation, possibly. But remember, he is still... Is he down to 5'8", or is he still above 6? He's 6. He's still 6 million. People have got double Liverpool defence. They've got Doherty at 6.2. Like, they're going to have to sacrifice. And he's in a blank in 31. I don't think they're going to jump on him. Not yet, anyway. Number 1 in the world. It's final game week of the season. You've got 3 minutes left to do your team. Your wife is in labour, and you're in the next room. You got to go with your wife. Doctor shouts at you. Do you set your transfer out to go straight? Oh, come on, Shani. Like, obviously you might go to your wife and just quickly look down and set your captain. This is why we do bus teams, Shani. This is why we set up our teams straight after deadline in case we get hit by a bus or in case our wife goes into labour. All right? We should already know that. You've got all the chips left. Pudel, absolutely killing it. You can have every plan you desire. Your wife would be having a baby on her own. And you know what would happen, Sean? You know what would happen? Steve will beat you and you'll come number 2 in the world and you get really annoyed. Yeah, that's it. See, Ace, you've just said the same as me. You'd have a bus team. Be surprised, some people were on the banks. And there's so many dead game week teams, so many dead teams out there that I think this could be a rank rising week, guys. Unless we absolutely just, really mess it up or we get really unlucky. In 31, there's going to be a bunch of people out there that are playing like 4 players. So this is going to be done. This could be a bad game week for us if we're not really rocking any Arsenal. If people are going, balls to the wall, 2 or 3 City, 2 or 3 Arsenal, we're going to fall down in rank. But we're hopefully going to be better prepared for 31 and 34 and 37. Pep says Kevin De Bruyne is getting better. They play on Sunday. Yes, They play on Sunday. It's Friday now. Excuse me. So getting better. But yeah, and Tread, even if he's back for United, I still don't think... If he plays in a double, he plays 60 minutes, and he doesn't play against Burnley. And then he blanks, and then he's against Liverpool. Hey, Boone, how you doing, bud? I'm off soon-ish. We're just going through just chit-chat. Chip-chat. Ha! That's what we're doing. So, even if he does play this double game week, if I take him out and use that money and I bring in Mahrez, hopefully he'll join in on some Kevin De Bruyne skills, McGills. But I don't see him playing against Burnley, and then he's got Liverpool, and he blanks. So, I think I'm all right. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, till closer to deadline, and then I'll decide if De Bruyne goes out for Mahrez, and that'll be what I do. But you're number 1 in the world. Didn't have time for a bus team because the internet has been out for 6 days due to coronavirus. Be honest, you do your team. I mean, it takes a minute, and labour can take hours, and maybe I went to the bathroom. Let's see. KDB cap, he's going to haul. Nah. I don't trust it. It all stinks to me. It all smells like suspicion that he's not going to play. Spooky phantom injury can't put you off. Ace, if I keep hold of De Bruyne, I hope you're right. If I sell De Bruyne, I hope you're wrong. Team at the moment, Pope, TA, Gomez, Sionchu. You still got Sionchu. Sure, do you have your wild card? You just kept Sionchu like forever. KDB, Saka. Yeah, that's the problem with Saka, right? He's doing well, but he doesn't get any clean sheets. Well, Arsenal don't get any clean sheets, but Salah, Bruno, Ings, Jimenez, Oba, McCarthy, Traore, Lascelles, Williams. That could have been a little bit of a benchy boost. Couldn't it, Sean, if you were thinking about that? If it wasn't for Williams. Adele up front for Liverpool at home to Norwich. We're down to 8 men after 7 minutes. Penalty to Liverpool. Adele sets up. Would you pick her or Justin Bieber left back for Arsenal at home? Adele. She's really slimmed down and she's in fine form. So I'm going to say Adele. You have only KDB for this game week. Do you play bench boost? No. Yeah, Alpha, I think we said... excuse me. I don't want to go through all of the same things. But the idea would be, if you've got all your chips, then you could bench boost in a single, because then you can use other chips, because you can never double up on your chips. But it just feels like bench boost 34, free hit 37 for us non-wildcarders is the best way to go. Thanks, Alistair. Yeah, I had a bit of a sneeze earlier. You actually only seen you for the first time about 3 weeks ago. Jeez. I think I got him when he was like 4-5, right at the start of the season. So like, oh, Maguire's gone, so Soyuncu's probably going to play. And I sold him before he was doing nothing. I mean, it's probably going to work out now. Well, it should have worked out against Norwich and then Villa, but... Have already done Vardy to Aubameyang. Should you take the hit and bring in Sarr for Traore? Vignesh. We don't know how is Traore shoulder. He is yellow flagged, but they both could play in game week 31. So again, it's a situation of, are you free hitting in game week 31? Yes, you are. Then take the hit. If you are not, then you're taking out someone who could play in 31 with someone who could play in 31. And it kind of feels like, you know, one step forward, one step back. You're going to navigate around 31 with hits. Yeah, a lot of people doing that. I'm glad I took Traore out when I did. Unfortunately, I took him out for Harvey Barnes, and that's not exactly worked out yet. But he's got Villa at home. This is the time. And then he's out. Probably for Sarr. Because Leicester then play Watford at Watford, I believe. With all the chips remaining, 1.7 in the bank, and 5 players who play. Oh, Pudel, that's a very interesting. You've got all chips remaining, but only 5 players. So one tactic right now is to, it's short notice, but you can wildcard right now, get your Liverpool, get your Wolves in for 31, get a couple of City, get a couple of Arsenal, and then the rest with like, you know, Pope and Taylor from Burnley for 31 and future games as well. And then you don't have to free hit in 31, you'd bench boost in 34 and free hit in 37. Or you free hit in 31, so you just build up a team from now till 31, doing whatever you're doing. You free hit in 31, and then you, I think, wild card in something like 33, and then free hit in 37. I would probably actually wild card after the free hit, but take into account that your probably game week 37 would be a 3 hit. A 3 hit? A free hit. So that would be what I would do. The outlandish one, if you're really going for broke, would be to wildcard now with the first suggestion. But that is like a that's going for it. Because if you have like 3 City and 2 Arsenal now, and we're sitting here with 1 or 2 tops, right? And then you've got 3 free transfers to add to those Liverpool. So you could bring in, for example, Sterling, Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne for this double game week. And then next week, take Sterling out. Then, you know, you've already got like 3 Liverpool. Or take Sterling out for Mane or, you know, something like that. That's the outlandish, whoa, balls to the wall, let's do this. You don't think the fact that this week is a double game week is going to have a much effect on scores? I think the key thing is, guys, is I think Aubameyang could hurt us all if we don't have him. And I think Kevin De Bruyne could hurt us all emotionally if he does play and people like me sell him. That'll be it. Ings and Traore out to Jota and Sarr for a -4. Worried about Ings at home to Newcastle. Yeah, I've got Danny Ings. I'm not taking Danny Ings against Newcastle at home. He's been benched. He should be over it. He should be playing. I understand the problem with Traore. If you've got a bench to cover him, that's fine. Ings to Jota, but Jota's got Burnley. Not Burnley. He's got Brighton, and then he's got West Ham, Bournemouth, Villa. So getting in Diogo Jota now, especially if they could do a 3-5-2, and I said it earlier, Jota is the more advanced striker in a 3-5-2, it could be worth it. And like you said, Danny Ings is out of form. If you're a form versus fixtures guy, then that's a good move. And if you're going to play Sarr, he's in good form. I mean, it's one game, but he did really well. Palace isn't easy, but as a duo, Jota and Sarr is better than Ings and Traore. Ings doesn't play in game week 31. Traore might not play in 31. Jota and Sarr, unless some horrible injury or something happens, will play. So, Shani, I don't think that's a bad decision. But Ings has Norwich away next. So, that's the horrible one. Torn to do Barnes for Sarr or Traore to Doucouré. Oh, Traore to Doucouré. And then later do Barnes to Sarr. And that's just because this game week, you've got to target. I feel like you've got to target Aston Villa. You have to. They might spring to life after losing the cup final. They've got to try and stay in the Premier League. But he's my only Leicester player right now, Barnes. So, and Traore is a doubt. Like I think I could see Traore on the bench, especially when they've got what's his name, Neto and Podence, the two new wingers that they've got. Like, why are they going to risk long-term damage to his shoulder when they could just give him a rest? Yeah, Vignesh, we got that earlier. Alisson is out. Any Alisson owners in there? I don't think so. You don't think you could wildcard with a day's notice? And you know what, Sean? I don't want to wildcard with a day's notice. I like doing it over international breaks or right at the start of the week because I enjoy that week. Even though you're there and you're making a million changes to your side, wildcards are like the glorious, lovely times of fantasy football. And to just be like, right, I'm going to wildcard. I've got less than 24 hours. It kind of takes away that nice feeling of having that special moment. Self-isolation, Sean. It's the future. Is Ings going to play this game week? I think so, Alpha. He came on as sub, so unless he's aggravated it or, what's his name, Hassan Hulter is absolutely mugging us all off. He's trained all week. He should be good. Yeah, and he came on. He didn't miss the whole game through injury like Vardy. Vardy's the question mark still. You always take fixtures over form personally. I'm the same, Sean. But Danny Ings is still a quality player. Just a game right? No. FPL is life. Got Vardy, Chilwell and Barnes. Hoping they do a bit better. Yeah, you must have been there, Matt, for the FPL Twitter meltdown when we got that Vardy news. And everyone's like, well, I'm going to bring in Perez because Perez scores 15 goals a season when he's not with Vardy. Like, oh, it's absolutely mental. Is Rebecca after 31? Yes, I believe so. I think there is an international break after game week 31. Yeah, because the 22nd of March, Sunday, Saturday the 21st and the 22nd, and then the 5th of April. So yeah, there's a small little gap. Why is Alisson out? His hip, I think someone said. It was his hip. How many players would you have for game week 31 by taking hits and free transfers? I would have 10 or 9. But the 9 or 10 I would have would be the ones that people would free hit to. So it'd be 3 Liverpool, 3 Wolves, Sarr. So I wouldn't feel like I'm, that extra man that they've got on me isn't like, Sean-Min Son or, Sterling or De Bruyne or Salah. And yeah, wildcarding, you change your mind, but that's the glory of it. You can sit there, just sitting there on a Tuesday on your wildcard, just being like, hey, I'm going to transfer out Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, no, I'm going to transfer him back in, and you can do whatever you want. I mean, you'd be stupid to do that because you'd lose money. Or you don't lose money on your wild card, do you? But then everyone's like, oh, I'm scrimping, I'm scraping, I can't make any transfers. And you know, that magic moment of the week when you hit complete transfer and your little wheel spins around and it's done. But then when you're on your wild card, you can do it all day long. Oh, Sean, that is close. 15 points. Maybe you should ask Steve for some advice. You got to feel Liverpool will get knocked out of the Champions League now. Alisson and Henderson both out. Yeah, Henderson, like, a lot. Remember Alex Ferguson said that Henderson was never really going to last very long. He was going to have back injuries all the time because of the way he ran and things like that. And people were like, oh, Henderson, he only passes sideways. And now, been out for a couple of games. Liverpool lose 3 on the trot. So, and now suddenly Henderson's like people's player of the season, which I'm like, he's good, he's important to Liverpool, but he's not the Premier League player of the season. I'm sorry, he's not. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully we've had some suggestions and some more ideas about chip plans. I'm sure we'll know more next week with injuries and transfers, and we'll see how our ranks are going to be doing after the game week. I'll leave you with my crazy transfer plan that I was going to make. Said here. This was in a thread that I made with like 3 or 4 different options. And this one was a -12 with a bench boost. I was going to do Holgate, Doherty, Lascelles, Mendy. Let me just make sure that you guys can see this so I'm not painting you a word picture. Where are we? Here. So this is my idea. I'm currently leaning towards, and this was only a couple of days ago, a -12, Holgate for Doherty. I already did Doherty to Lascelles, so I could still do this, guys. Lascelles to Mendy, captain. That's Mendy as in Manchester City Mendy. Kevin De Bruyne to Sarr. So then I'd have 1 double game week player. And captain. Because a clean sheet, he gets 1 clean sheet in 2 games. He's got 12 points already. Anyway, and then Button to Pope. And then bench boost. Because my bench boost would be O'Connell, Doherty, because they'd be on my bench because Mendy, Pope, and Snodgrass. This means I'd have 9 players plus 2 free transfers to get to 11. And it allows a free hit in a double game week and 4.1 million in the bank. Now, I don't think this is as crazy as people think it is. That's my opinion. It's probably wrong, but I actually don't think that's as bad as what it seems to be. I've got loads of money in the bank. It's a good bench boost because O'Connell's got Norwich, Doherty's got Brighton, Mendy's got a double game week, Pope's at home to Spurs. Snodgrass has got Arsenal. Hopefully he'd play. And then, yeah, I kind of came to my senses and I'm probably not going to do this. Because it's -12 and then that takes away my bench boost, which I've been saying. Don't waste your bench boost. Don't waste your And I would have taken the bench boost this week because 1, the fixtures are good. And 2, again, it would take away that -12 hit that I'd be making. Did not do that. Sean, come on, live a little. Anyway, hopefully we're going to get arrows. Oh, no. One last thing. I'm sorry, I forgot. FanTeam, so team of the week. It doesn't have the double game week. So Mr. Jolly won it last time. I almost forgot this. So this is my team of the week. It's not a double, and it doesn't have the early kickoff, the Liverpool game. It's got these fixtures down here. Completely forgot about this. Ugh, forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. You can change this actually on FanTeam all the way up until a minute before deadline, which was great because when I had like a few Leicester players and when I heard about West Ham last week, I put who did I put in? I already had Antonio in one. In my other team, I brought in like Hallier and everything, and he did well. He had a really good game. So this is my team of the week, not for doubles, and with the 100 million that I've got to spend, And I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm taking a punt on Pepe. If you're going to win these one game week, so this is game week 29 competition, then you have to go crazy. Like the guy that won it last week was Captain Alonso, and he had like you don't win these competitions by choosing like the best players. It's crazy. Yeah, there's Mr. Jolly. Yeah, how'd your team looking, by the way? Only bench Spencer Resume has a home fixture, nailed on clean sheet. Bonus point. I don't know about bonus points. Boris will get that as a ball playing centre half. But yeah, and like I said, so this is FanTeam. It's €20 if you want to enter, or I'll make a question up and put it on Twitter, or whatever. I need to make a question. I can give away a free ticket for you guys to enter this if you are over 18 from a eligible country where FanTeam exists, and you verify your account, because if you're a UK citizen you must verify. Or it's €20 to enter, 50,000 prize pot, or the video. Oh, I have the video. I can show the video and I'll explain here. Every week, FanTeam will give me a ticket into a €50,000 single game week competition. So I'm going to show you how you can join, play, and have a chance of winning a free entry ticket into next game week's €50,000 competition. So below all of my YouTube videos, you can click on this link, and it will take you to this page where you can create an account. So fill in the details to create your account, and when you have created your account, it would be a good idea to verify your account. If you are a UK citizen, you must, or a UK resident, you must verify your account. So you've created your account, you've verified it, and you're good to go. So the weekly games, there are 3 for FPL, and we will be playing the 50,000 prize. Now you land on the team selection page. So scroll down, game week 28, you can see these are the fixtures for this game week. Choose 11 players, choose a captain, choose a vice captain, and you're pretty much good to go. Click here to check how FanTeam FPL score for their game. I find that it's pretty similar to the official FPL game, but make sure you check this out so you can get the most points for this competition. For the rules of the competition, please click on details and rules, and there are only 2 main differences here between the official game and the FanTeam game. There's the safety net rule and the stacking penalty rule. All rules and how they score points are on this team selection page. So, how can you win a free ticket to next game week's €50,000 competition? Simple. After we've made our team together on the stream, comment on today's YouTube video stream below with which of our players do you think will get the most points for this game week. If you're right and you have a FanTeam account through my link, you could win a free ticket added to your account. If more than one person gets the answer right, I'll choose a correct person from random. So, let's make a new team together for this game week's competition, and good luck if you enter yourself. Sorry, I muted my mic on the wrong thing. My bad. So yeah, I was explaining that games are done, prices are done for the fixtures of the week. So does it cost €20? The weekly game is €20 every week. The season-long game, which is at the start of the season, is €20 for the season, and that's the 200,000, 250. €50,000 is for the season tournament, but they give out 250k. They give out something like £1,000 a week for manager of the week. It's pretty crazy. This is my season team, and the teams that you can make on FanTeam are crazy. Reece James is 4 million. He's 4.2 now. Also, with the FanTeam season game, you get what you earn from a player. So if you bring in a player at 6 million and they go up to 6.5 million and you sell him, you get 6.5 million. That's something that I would like to see in the official FPL game, to be honest. Because I don't like the idea of getting half of someone's value when you've brought them in early and they've raised up in price, right? So the season one's good. I genuinely would recommend it. The rules are pretty similar. I mentioned in the video the scoring's all there. This is the weekly team, but we're not the season team. But the week team you can see here. But the reason why I said I'm doing it as well on here is because we take the best players that we have from this season, this week that we've been talking about. So we talked about Pepe and Aubameyang and Diogo Jota and Sarr for this game week, and then I'll put them together into a team and I put it into this competition. So that's what I'm doing. I am unmuted now, right? I should be. Hello. So this is the team that's currently entering this is what I think with the 100 million you get on FanTeam, and I'll change it just before deadline. So for example, if I hear Arsenal, okay, Aubameyang's been dropped, then I'll quickly get him out. There's other rules that they have, stacking penalties, safety net, it's all in the rules, all up here. But do you think I'm missing anyone? Remember, it's only one of the City games, so City, United, and Arsenal, West Ham. It's not the double game week, and it's not Liverpool, Bournemouth, but all the other ones are on there. Simon, I thought you'd be on PUBG now. What are you doing? You still can't hear me. Uh-oh. Oh, I think you're joking. I hope you're joking. I don't want to go through all of this again. I was only going to go through the remaining team of the week. But now I'm worried because Simon came in and said something. I don't trust you guys because I think you guys could be trolling me. There's no trust anymore in this world. Ha! Ha ha! Very funny. But now I'm worried because Simon came in. Jeez, you guys. You guys. PUBG. That's what we usually do. So yeah, stacking penalties, so I can't just triple up on Sheffield United, plus a goal will do it. So this is going to be my team that I enter into the week. Nice money to be won in FanTeam. Yeah, I got €100, kind of top 100 last week. I think the winner gets like $3,500. I do like the season game. People will play Sky FPL and official FPL. I like official FPL and I like the FanTeam FPL. Not just because of the money and the chance you could win money every week or every month, but I like some of the differences in the rules I like in the season game. Like, I like getting money what you earn. And if a player does 90 minutes, they get an extra point. And I think defenders get more points for goals and stuff like that. But there's no free hits. There's no triple captains. There's just 2 wild cards. So, yeah. So, this is my team for the week. I'll give out another free ticket next game week. If people want to join in and do this and they've got an account, click on the link in the description below, and then you'll have a chance to get a free ticket for this next week as well. So I'm running out of steam. I'm so tired. So thanks for coming in, guys. It was a really good stream, like a nice bit of banter there. Hope you all have a good game week. Don't do too many hits. Be careful with Kevin De Bruyne. All right. So as always, guys, have a good one.